Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the OMNI Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss for the most part. For links to the articles, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander. And you might hear some noise in the background here. My neighbor's lawn is getting invaded by a force from the south. Anyway, today is January 12th, 2023. It is Woden's Day, aka Odin's Day, aka... No, it is Thursday. Sorry, not Wednesday. It is Thursday, also known as Thursday. Sorry. My bad. It's hard to think with this machines going on in the background. Anyway, let's jump into the news, shall we? From Utility Dive... The dangers of out-of-sight, out-of-mind gas ban policies. Proponents of gas bans consistently overlook the flaws of their proposals, including the most important reality: the U.S. electric grid cannot meet the energy demands of every U.S. citizen household through renewable energy alone, as we saw when outages in Texas left millions without power and in cases where residents lacked natural gas access in their homes without heat. Cities across the nation are pursuing all-electric energy policies that ban the direct use of natural gas in the home, forcing consumers to make the costly transition to less efficient all-electric appliances. Given U.S. citizens' current reliance on natural gas, the limited availability of renewable energy, and the fragility of the U.S. power grid, a lot is at stake when untested policies are forced on consumers. And this is what I've been saying, the consumer no longer has a voice. We have no choice. We are being ordered. And this is not good. So, yeah, for further reading, as usual, on this article, please refer to the underbar of the description, as I mentioned at the top of the show, for links to this and every other article we will go over throughout this show. Let's move on up here. Got another one here from Archive Today, Naval News. Sudden surge in Russian Navy ships and submarines in Black Sea. Ukrainian forces will be monitoring a sudden movement of Russian warships and submarines out of their base in Novorossiysk. The naval base near the Kerch Bridge is further from Ukrainian-controlled coast than the infamous base at Sevastopol, yet the unusual movement may be important. This morning, Russian Navy ships and submarines left their base at Novorossiysk in the Black Sea en masse. This is highly unusual and may indicate ongoing operations. Sources seen by Naval News confirms the exodus. The group included the project's 11711 Ivan Gren class landing ship, Pyotr Monukriv, the largest amphibious ship in the Black Sea. It has also contained all three Project 636.3 improved Kilo class submarines, which were present at the base. Analysis suggests that other warships were also sailing, leaving only a few warships and support vessels in the port. It is likely the most empty that Novorossiysk has ever been in many months. So, this is not good. As we covered on the show not too long ago, the Ruskies launched that modified ship that can launch nuclear weapons, and then just the other day, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about a couple days before, we were talking about the UK sending their main battle tanks to Ukraine, and then the very next day, Russia was deploying the Sledgehammer, which has actually seen action in various other fields of war, and it has, as well, nuclear capabilities, so this is very concerning. Let's move on up here from independent.ie. Canada's air traffic control system suffers outage hours after U.S. sees thousands of flights grounded for same issue. This is concerning. Canada's air traffic control provider, NAV Canada, has confirmed it is experiencing an outage in its systems that sends safety messages to flights. This is after the same outage in the U.S. in the Notice to Air Mission System, NOTAM, grounded thousands of flights hours earlier. Neither the U.S. nor Canadian authorities have so far been able to identify what has caused the outages, from within. The NOTAM system sends safety information to flight crews. NAV Canada said it is working to restore function to newly issued NOTAM systems, and that, for now, it is not experiencing any delays due to the outage. So that is very concerning, and both Canada and U.S. were having the same problem. So that tells me something that the people at the very top, they're doing something. They're fiddling with some kind of sticks going on. So let's move on up to Rebel News. Second set of classified documents found at President Biden's Delaware residence, White House counsel announced. Yeah, so, as everybody keeps saying about those leftoids, everything they accuse the other people of doing, Well, that's exactly what they're doing, you know? Like, if you have a spouse that believes that you're cheating on them, well, most likely that they're cheating on you because they're just trying to cover up their own guilt and trying to point the finger at you and put you on the defensive. So, the statement did not indicate when the additional documents were found, nor did it indicate what classification level the documents were marked as or what information is contained within them. Oh, how convenient. White House counsel has announced that a second set of classified documents were found at President Joe Biden's home in Delaware as a review prompted by the discovery of 10 classified documents at Biden's private office at a think tank in Washington, D.C. in November. And he is not my president. Neither was Trump. Neither of them were presidents. And if I had my way, I would expunge them from the record. The statement did not indicate when the additional documents were found, nor did it indicate what classification level the documents were marked as or what information it contained within them. The review was prompted by the discovery of classified documents at Biden's private office in Washington, D.C. last November, as reported by the New York Times. So, in the statement, special counsel to the president, Richard Sabur, said, quote, during the review, the lawyers discovered among personal and political papers a small number of additional Obama-Biden administration records with classified markings, end quote. So, classified documents, you know. And I'm going to go on down the list. Obama wasn't my president. Bush wasn't my president. You know, Bill Clinton, I don't know. Like, I was a kid back then. So, but, yeah. Anyway, let's move on up here. More from Rebel News. Princeton University faces calls to remove statue of John Witherspoon. Oh, can we stop this already? The petition, which was signed by 285 members of the Princeton community, calls for the statue to be replaced with a plaque that details both the positive and negative aspects of Witherspoon's legacy. So don't take the statue away, just put the plaque. You're already making a plaque. Why are you going to spend all the money to take it away? Just leave it there, put the plaque on, boom, done. Just build upon things. Don't take things away, build upon them. God, what's wrong with people? Princeton University is facing calls to remove a statue of John Witherspoon from its campus, according to Princeton Alumni Weekly. John Witherspoon was a former president and influential figure to the American Revolution, who also owned slaves at the time. The statue, which has stood outside East Pine Hall since 2001, has been the subject of a petition created by 5 members of the university's philosophy department, who argue that it honors someone who actively participated in the enslavement of human beings. Yeah, well, how left? Let's just focus on the negatives. Let's not focus on, oh, because of him and people like him, we are allowed to say and do this very thing. Nobody stops and thinks about that, huh? No, they just want to focus on bad things because they're bad people, you know? Only negative focuses on negative. So, let's see here. And philosophy department, really? Why don't you philosophize this? You know? The petition, which was signed by 285 members, I already read that. The statue depicts Witherspoon, who emigrated from Scotland and served as Princeton's 6th president from 1768 to 1794, as the only clergyman and college president to sign the Declaration of Independence. So, yeah, he's your one link to all of this good stuff, and you're trying to replace him. What are you, stupid? Yeah, you are. I don't even need to ask that question. More from Rebel News. House Republican introduced bill to only fly U.S. flag at embassy would end use of Pride and BLM flags. Yes, yes, yes. They do not represent our nation. They do not represent the people they even say they represent. You know, they should not be flown outside anywhere, ever. Like, this is a hate flag. Right there. That is a hate flag. You want to talk about hate imagery? That is hate incarnate. The Old Glory Act was proposed by Representative Jeff Duncan of South Carolina. The bill was created in response to the display of a rainbow flag at a South American embassy in 2018, which began during the Obama administration in 2014 and has been adopted by multiple embassies worldwide. A Republican member of the House of Representatives proposed a bill on Wednesday that would prohibit the display of flags other than the U.S. flag on U.S. embassies and consular posts. What an idea, you know? In opposition to the Brandon administration's decision to fly flags representing Pride and Black Lives Matter at these diplomatic locations. Because at these places, like, they don't care, you know? Like, we should only be showing what represents our nation, which is the old Stars and Stripes. As I've already read this part, quote, our beautiful flag, Old Glory, should be the only flag flying and representing our country over our diplomatic and consular posts worldwide, end quote. Thank you, Duncan said in a statement. Further quote, the U.S. flag is a beacon of liberty, and no other flag or symbol better portrays our shared values than the stars and stripes. It is important to ensure that Old Glory is flown at U.S. embassies to represent our ideals abroad. Yes, end quote. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So, let's move on up here from Oddity Central. The painting-like ballpoint pen drawings of Marit Design. So this is interesting. Latvian artist Marit Design specializes in beautiful ballpoint pen drawings that can be easily mistaken for elaborate paintings. In the right hands, the humble ballpoint pen can be an amazing art tool, and we have featured some pretty amazing ballpoint drawings in the past. Well, they have, not us. Oddity Central has. But nothing quite like the artworks of Marit Design. The Latvian artist first took the internet by storm with her awe-inspiring drawings back in 2014, soon after graduating from art school. With a number of prestigious art websites and blogs picked up her work. And for good reason. Her style was unique, and the artworks, mostly landscapes, looked more like colorful paintings and drawings. So that is elaborate. Like, I'd honestly like to have one of these framed, maybe all of these framed, and posted around, an apartment or a house or something. These are beautiful. Oh, wow. That is awesome. Like, and the detail. Like, what people can do with things. Oh my god, that is amazing. I want that. That looks like a nice, cold, stormy night in the city. That is my heaven right there. Tell you, I'm going to save this one. Actually, I'm just going to open that image in a new tab. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And this is wacky too. So, dang. You know what? I'm going to follow you on Instagram. There you go. So, I'm going to move on up here more from Oddity Central. The world's most high-tech stroller is powered by artificial intelligence. AI is everywhere these days, and the humble baby stroller industry is no exception, apparently. Canadian stroller maker TOCNS is set to release the world's most advanced AI-powered baby stroller. Why? Originally unveiled at this year's Consumer Electronics Show, CES, the TOCNS Ella is a technological wonder compared to most other baby strollers. Calling it a stroller sounds a bit unfair, considering that it's more of a high-tech mini that can... Considering that it is more of a high-tech mini that can independently rock your baby to sleep. I think that's a spelling error or a typo. Assist the user on uphill and downhill slopes and constantly monitor surroundings via an array of sensors and cameras, among many other impressive functions. It may look like a regular stroller at first sight, but Ella is actually a small battery-powered vehicle powered by artificial intelligence. The TOCNS Ella offers adaptive push and brake assistance, which tackling uphill and downhill slopes a breeze. Even when stroller's bottom drawer is full of groceries, or even when the stroller's bottom drawer is full of groceries. So you can use it as a grocery cart too. That's pretty cool. The stroller's self-driving capabilities allow it to travel without being steered while the parent or caretaker interacts with the baby. It uses a suite of onboard 360-degree sensors to detect and follow the sidewalk and avoid obstacles while remaining within arm's reach of the user by detecting the proximity of their smartphone. When the baby is inside, Ella can be put into Rock My Baby mode, gently moving back and forth by itself. To help the baby fall asleep easier, the stroller features a built-in white noise generator. Well, now if you want to kidnap a child, all you gotta do is figure out how to remotely hack a stroller, and there you go. It'll wheel itself into your van. So, yep, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, because people are weird and sick. And really, this is why I'm a neo-Amish. At some point, we gotta stop with technology, What's stopping somebody from hacking into your freaking electric car that drives by itself and sending you off a cliff? With how kids are these days, what's stopping them from doing that to their teacher if they get a bad grade? It's, I think I'm successfully seeing in the future, and it's frightening. So, let's move on up here from the mirror. This is absolutely disgusting. A female leaves a boy at the age of 12 permanently scarred after whacking him with a paddle in an argument. Are you kidding me? Wow. A mom who hit a 12-year-old boy with a paddle during a confrontation has been spared immediate custody. Good. Faye Johnson was Faye Johnson was paddleboarding with her children when they came across a group of 20 to 30 youngsters throwing mud and rocks at the river users in St. Ains Park, Bristol Crown Court heard. The woman approached the group and confronted them about their behavior, but Antoine Force, at the age of 12, stood up to her, the court was told. The court heard Johnson and the boy push each other, and then she struck him with the paddle, causing a head wound, Bristol Live reports. Johnson, at the age of 32, whose address has been withheld following online threats to her family, pleaded guilty to actual bodily harm after the incident in March last year. Alright, so I still don't think it was a good idea to, maybe it was an accident, maybe it slipped, but, action should be taken against the boys, too. They're actively, potentially gonna harm somebody, so they should get, some court time themselves as well. Let's be fair here. We're going to move on up here from UPI, aka UPI. Canadian man at the age of 82 becomes world's oldest to perform a headstand. Hey, I'm going to have to talk to the Golden Loon about that. He's a Canadian and a man, and in a few years he'll be 82. Maybe I can get him into shape and he can become the next oldest man to perform a handstand. Hey, see here. An 82-year-old British Columbia man who has been doing gymnastics since he was 15 years old earned a Guinness World Record as the oldest man to perform a headstand. Bruce Ives of Dangjing Geeds said he started the tradition of doing a headstand every year to celebrate his birthday about 20 years ago. Quote, in my 60s, when my grandchildren were around in my lawn in the summertime, I just gave it a shot to get them involved in gymnastics as well, Ives told CBC News. It just grew from there. It became accustomed on my birthdays, June 25th, to have a group of grandchildren in the front yard trying to do headstands, end quote. Ives attempted a bonus headstand on August 7th to attempt to earn the Guinness World Record for oldest person to perform a headstand male. Ives' attempt was successful, and he has now been awarded the record at the age of 82 years and 43 days. So, congrats on you, man. Keep it up. You're only as old as you feel, with some exceptions. So, and our last story of the day from UPI as well. A Czech man bites through 36 drink cans in 1 minute. Ouch. My teeth hurt just reading that. A Czech Republic man showed off his powerful jaws by biting 36 drink cans in half in 1 minute, earning a Guinness World Record. Rene Richter, appearing on Italy's Lo Show di Record, took on the Guinness World Record for most drink cans ripped in half with the teeth in 1 minute. The aluminum cans were filled with water for the attempt, and Richter was allowed to use only one hand and his teeth for each can. Richter chomped through 36 cans in the allotted time, successfully setting the record. And let's see here. I think I can do better. That's still you gotta have some good teeth, and make sure to go to the dentist immediately afterward to get any metal particles you have in your teeth out of them. That's dangerous, but also pretty interesting. But yeah. Anyway. That shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of different, odd, and otherwise unknown news, we stream Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. at night in Germany and most of Europe. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander, and you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in history, we have a history show every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time. Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles!